Refresh. Get this going. Let me double check and make sure everything is working. Sweet. We are hot. We are live. Aha, Super Bowl. Oh, it's Ultimate Team. Fucking Ultimate Team. Huh. Boo boo. Wait till, a couple minutes here. See if there's anyone who's actually going to watch. Huh. We're going to talk first about playoff standings and why the hell are there crumbs all over my goddamn couch? Got to clear them off. Okay. Wait another minute here. No, I said the AFC piece of garbage. And who do we got watching? We got a couple people watching. What's up? You guys can comment along if you so please in the social media thread or the live game chat. I'll have both open. Damn, I didn't even bring my water. Son of a gun. Well, oh well. See, if we got 3 people, we're good to go. Hell, if we even got 2 people, we're good to go. We should be good to go. Welcome into the 3rd episode of the 4th and 1 podcast. Last week there was no episode because I was still in the process of feeling like garbage. Everything is great now. Feeling great, sounding great. Ready to roll and do this. Semester started, so been extremely busy. So, without further ado, let's get on. I'm going to keep this at 30 minutes sharp, I think, starting from right now. And how long have I gone on for? Well, it doesn't tell me. Oh, well. Okay, so we'll start off by talking about the AFC playoff race. Basically, the playoff race in general. Start with the AFC. Looking at the top 2 seeds, most likely going to end up Patriots and Texans, which were my initial predictions. I don't think we play. I don't think Weezy and I play, so it'll just be a matter of tie-breaking. And right now I hold a +1 advantage, plus my 1 loss was in the NFC. Both of his were in the NFC, so we're both undefeated in the AFC and the division, so we'll see how that goes. Basically, it's going to come down to who ends up having the better record. We'll see. Jags and Jets will lock down those 5th and 6th seeds, but there are chances for them to steal. You know, the Jets are 1 game behind New England. Jags are 1 game behind Houston. So you could see a flip there of either of those. These 4 teams here are going to be 1, 2, 5, 6. That's pretty much undisputed at this point. Looking at... Oh, wrong button. Looking at the rest... So we got the AFC North and the AFC West. So looking here, the AFC North, Bengals are in track to win that division at 5-5. They were 4-5 before a win versus Kansas City, which is going to help them out because once again, this division is very weak in terms of how the teams are. Part of that is because the Steelers have not been playing much due to little Roscoe Otis getting born there. Should be the Bengals division to win, though. I'd be very shocked if, Cleveland or Baltimore win that division. Next, we have the West. This is still anybody's division. Denver, even at 3-6, still only 2 games back from Kansas City. Well, 2.5 games back, technically. Chiefs on a 3-game lose streak. Raiders are right behind their doors. If the Raiders win this week versus the Minnesota Vikings, boom, they're in first place right there, and they have the 4th or 3rd seed locked up. So that's a huge advantage for, the Raiders. It's going to probably come down to the Raiders versus Chiefs, but even then, if the Chargers come out and win this week, they're right in that game. They're right in the mix of things. I don't think Denver is going to be a player in this division. I think it's the Chiefs and Raiders, but Chargers are a dark horse team. They can compete with any of the divisional teams. Looking at the NFC side, Jesus Christ. Here we go. Cowboys are going to most likely get that 1 seed. Really like what they're doing with that 91 threshold secondary they have. Other than that, it's going to be who gets the 2nd and 5th seed between the Saints and Falcons. I think Mad will end up getting that, the 2nd seed, and then the Saints the 5th. Packers look like they're running away with the North, so that should put them right at the 3rd seed. And then whoever wins the West, Cardinals having an amazing year right now. They'll probably win the West. And then it comes down to the next best team. It's going to be between the Giants, Lions, Seahawks, Eagles. So, not ruling out the Packers slumping up or maybe the Cardinals to the Seahawks here. But basically, the Vikings and Lions need to be perfect to catch up with the Packers. I mean, Lions are only 1 game behind, so Lions don't necessarily have to, but Packers are on a roll this year. Looking at it. So, going on to just what Madden thinks for awards, we do our own awards that will be tracked throughout our league history. But, it's nice to see what Madden kind of predicts us to do. MVP, we got Will Redding, Matt Ryan, Davis Webb, Julio Jones, Dak Prescott, Jeremiah Tachu, Derek Carr, Carson Wentz, Tevin Pitts, and Cortland Sutton. Favorite here, obviously, is Will Redding, as he's number 1. Do not count out, though, Matt Ryan or Cortland Sutton. I don't know why he's so low. He was top 4 or 5. Last advance, I think. Anyways, don't count out any of these guys on this list. Especially after the performance Will Redding had last week. Do not count anybody out here. This is anybody's award to win. And if any of these guys on this list win the award, not surprising at all, unless it's maybe I guess if a defensive player won the MVP, it'd be surprising. But Coach of the Year, this is the surprising part. I mean, it probably goes by team overall, but when I had the best record, I was never number 1. But now the Cowboys, who have a really good overall with the best record, are. And then I'm down here at 6. But anyways, it's probably going to go to whichever one of these teams down here finish with the best record, unless the Cowboys win out. If the Cowboys win out, then yeah, he'll get it there. quickly peeking at the AFC side. Cortland, this is what I don't get. I mean, I do, but I don't. Why is the MVP not number one for Offensive Player of the Year? I mean, I understand why they do it in real life, but based on Madden, I don't know what they'd favor. Maybe they just favor true receiving and receiving and rushing stats more than they, do generally. But I don't know. Le'Veon Bell simming for the Steelers doing great. Kareem Hunt's having a good year. Yeah, all these teams here other than the Steelers are in that playoff mix. So, kind of neat. Defensive Player of the Year, Zach Cunningham with his 4,000 interceptions. Tevin Pitts with his 2,500 sacks. Now, Carlos Dunlap, that's an interesting name up there. Again, you look at all these teams other than the Broncos. All of them are in the playoff mix. So, it's nice to see. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Craig Frank, who I put on the watch list for Rookie of the Year, is up there still. Probably going to end up winning the award. He's having a solid year. Defensively, Tevin Pitts, that's a walk away. He's basically locked up that award. But, you got some guys down here. Boswell, McManus, Kirkpatrick, Savage, Pepra. All those guys are having good years, but Pitts is just having an out-of-this-world year. Quickly flipping through, best quarterback, Will Redding, Le'Veon Bell, which is hilarious. Wow. Receivers, Cortland Sutton, to nobody's surprise. He's having a great year again. Best O-line, dominated by the same four teams. It's Patriots, Raiders, or Jags. That's all you got. You got three teams. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Patriots, 1, 2, 3 Raiders, and 2 Jags. So that sucks, but it is what it is. D-line, Tevin Pitts is leading it. Got a lot of familiar faces on here. Got a couple of rookies, though, which is always good to see. Linebackers, Zach Cunningham. Khalil Mack's having a really solid season. A lot of rookies here. A lot of young players. Veltrung, Norris, Barker. Pretty solid mix of guys up here. DB's Eric Berry's having a great year. Malcolm Butler's up there with his 5 pick sixes. I don't even know how the hell you pronounce that name. We got Obi-Wan Kenobi, up there. Jahlil Adai. Got some really new faces on this list. So it's always interesting to see. Cairo Santos, don't care. NFC side of things. Julio, Jeremiah Tachu's having a good year. Really good year. Antoine Galladay, Morris Mosley. On this side of the ball, over here, where is he? Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, up there. Adonis Christian was another watch guy, but Jesus Brandon up here has made a name for himself. Matt D. Garrido. What generated name is that? That's the weirdest last name I've probably ever seen. All right. Well, I'm liking it. Davis Webb having a bounce-back season after our favorite Giants owner left us. We got a new guy who's turning Davis Webb into a really good player. Todd Gurley leading the way ahead of David Johnson, Cook, and Freeman. Got a nice list here. A lot of these guys are having great years, obviously. Receivers, a lot of young guys. We got Darbo. Fernandez, Livingston, Austin, Mike Williams, Lawrence Dillon. Got some new faces on there. Generally, Cowboys have all the top 4. Got Saints, Packers, Eagles, Falcons. So you only got a few teams here as well. Cowboys having the top 4 is hilarious. Wow. Who's the one O-line who isn't on there for the Cowboys? That's got to be shitty. You walk into the room, hey, we got the top 4 O-line in the NFC. Well, where's your number 5 guy? Where's he at? We don't know. We don't know where he's ranked. He sucks. So that's kind of funny. Best D-line. J.J. Watt's having a good year. I got 2 Redskins on there, which is nice. A lot of these top guys here have lower numbers. And see, that's what you'll get. Because they'll get those numbers and rack up those sacks. Because generally the teams that are elite are throwing the ball a ton. Or they'll get a bunch of tackles for loss once the starters get pulled, etc. Best linebacker, Demario Davis. The Saints are getting a lot out of these low overall players. DBs. Wow, how is not every player up here a member of the Dallas Cowboys? That's what's surprising. So overall, you got kind of what I was looking at beginning of the year is more so what is still going on. Just wanted to quickly look at the league leaders, and we'll get into just a couple of talking points before we wrap this sucker up. Yards, still extremely inflated, but only one guy thinks averaging over 300 now. Oh, two are. And A.J. McCarron only played a small sample size. But, you got Matt Ryan, Pat Mahomes, Carson Wentz, Derek Carr, Mitch Trubisky, rounding out your top five. The hilarious part is Will Redding with nearly 100 less passes, 60 to 70 passes less than all these guys. Touchdowns is Will Redding, I think, by 2 right now, but I think he's played 1 fewer. Oh, no, they've played the same amount of games. Huh. I didn't realize someone was catching up to him. That's nice. Other than that, you got your top 3 here, all in the 20s. Interceptions-wise, we got quite a bit around here. Marcus Mariota, Jameis Winston, Andy Dalton, and Chris Wenke, all with 20. Completion percentage out of guys who are playing a significant amount. You got Rodgers with 80%, Dak Prescott with 77%, and then Charles Lierla, Matt Ryan rounding it out. 77 to 80%. That's ridiculous. That's insane. How many games have they played? They've played in all of them. Wow. All right. That's interesting. Did not even see that. Rushing-wise, running's a little bit better than last year. You got, other than Justin Davis, because he's only played in 1 game and had a really good breakout game, you got a bunch of guys averaging over 70 a game. We only had 3 or 4 last season. So we got more guys running the ball fairly well, which is nice. Otherwise, you have David Johnson, LaShawn McCoy, and Le'Veon Bell being your top 3. Leonard Fournette, Delvin Cook pulling up that top 5. Touchdown-wise, Todd Gurley's leading with Jeremy Hill in second. Then you got a bevy of guys, Bell, Montgomery, Kareem Hunt, Devontae Freeman, all with 7. What quarterbacks fumbled the most? Marcus Mariota. There you go. Receiving. These 2 guys here are just having great years. Both having over 1,000 yards, the only 2 guys to do that. Both having 17 touchdowns, the only guys to do that. And you got Gronk, Martin, Light, OBJ with some more, realistic receiving numbers. Still not super good by any means. Yards per reception. Brandon Cooks leading all receivers with guys 10 or more catches. Christian Kirk up there as well. DeAndre Hopkins having a really good year as well. Blocking. Let's just see who's giving up the most sacks. Travis Swanson. Trent Brown's up there. Well, I got some decent people up there. Leading in tackles, you got Eric Berry, Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, Hassan Reddick, Deion Buchanan, and Kendrick Branch. There's some decent people, up here. You got a bunch of Cardinals. Wow, 2 Cardinals leading that. I didn't even see that at first. You get down here, that's when you see a bunch of names. Tackles for loss, you got Dan Buchanan at 211 pounds. That's impressive. Tevin Pitts leading the league in sacks. Atachu's only 1 behind. Khalil Mack's having a bounce-back year. Interceptions. Keanu Neal's leading the league. Zach Cunningham's actually only at 9, which is fairly, Wheezy may be slipping a little bit with his usering skills. He might be using someone else right now. I don't know, Wheezy, who you using now? Blocks. This is always fun. Anyone have 2? Well, where's my guy who had a blocked kick? All right. Touchdowns. Malcolm Butler's leading. Where's my guy? Oh, well. We'll look at who's played the most games or downs. That's always fun to see. Reuben Foster. Hassan Reddick. That makes sense. Huh. It's always nice. Kicking. Cairo Santos is Only missed one kick all year. Young-Ho Koo didn't get cut in this game, having a good year. Zane Gonzalez. I got some solid people here. Punting, I do not care about. Any guys with a lot of touchdowns? Nah, all one. I got some guys here. Well, not too bad. Anyways, that's just kind of your statistical leaders right now. If anyone has questions or wants to see guys, but, or wants to see anything, go ahead and comment or post. Otherwise, I'll just talk about, a couple quick points, and then we'll wrap this sucker up. We've gone... Oh, hi. Hello, Nick. Otherwise, we've gone... I don't even know how long. Oh, we're only at about 20 minutes, so we're making good time, fellas. We're making great time. Yeah, I don't even care. We'll quickly just delve into the draft class. I got some points. I don't care if you see who I'm scouting. Quarterback draft class, still a fairly disappointing draft class. These two mobile quarterbacks, one or none's going to be good. You maybe Ashley Campbell, whichever, maybe Spencer because he's a little bit taller and from Stanford. They like Stanford quarterbacks in this league. On that, you don't have a ton of good elite quarterbacks here. Granted, not many people need a quarterback, but yeah. Running backs, you got a deep class, I'm assuming. These guys are going to be solid. One of these second and third round guys is going to be good. Then you're going to have maybe one guy in the fourth round or later who's going to be a solid star. Not solid star, solid starter at some point. Maybe not anymore because we're starting to get where we have 1 to 2 seasons left after this draft. But Russell Raymond, because he's a speed back, look for him to get drafted in that third to fourth round range as opposed to the end of the draft. Fullbacks, yeah, that's fine. Receivers, 4 first-round receivers. Still, we're not having big guys. In this league, most of the receivers have been 6'2" and under. So, out of these 4 guys, I would expect all but maybe one to be pretty solid. These second-round guys, all of them are going to be garbage. Maybe one will be okay. But with 4 first-round receivers, these second guys aren't going to be good. Third round, no one that jumps out to me right away. Maybe one of these route runners or speed guys could be, mediocre to start. They'll be fast. One might have like a B catching, but then a C plus, other stuff, which you can work up. Fourth round is where you're going to see there's a lot of them, and there's going to be about 3 players in here who might be worth drafting in the first 3 rounds, round 3 to round 2. You got Curtis Doyle, Graham Null, Le'Veon Malone. We got Post Malone. Lindsey Beckham's going to be horrible. It's going to be absolutely horrible. Reason why is because he's probably going to have, he's going to be 6'6", 240. He's going to have probably an A spec catch, B catching traffic. It's going to be all good, but he's going to have like an 85 speed and an 84 acceleration. There's nothing you can do with that in Madden. The way Madden is designed, a receiver that slow probably would be a tight end anyways, but we're not going to allow him because he's going to just be the top receiving tight end. But yeah, receivers that big, there aren't going to be, they'll have probably an 87 speed and a 90 acceleration, which isn't awful, but they're not going to be slower than some tight ends, which is unfortunate. Big vertical threat receivers don't exist in this game. And there's one maybe every 3 drafts. All these red zone threats, just don't even bother drafting them. Honestly. Tight ends, I don't know how this draft class is going to be. Zach Archambault is probably going to end up being the best tight end. Whenever you see those 6'7", 267 guys, vertical threats, he's going to be one of the fastest. He's going to have some of the better hands, good strength, good size. So expect him to be the best tight end. Long Porter will probably be and that's a hilarious name, by the way. Hilarious. He's going to be a solid player, but don't expect him to be the best tight end. Granted, I haven't scouted these guys, and I probably won't scout tight ends at all. Maybe I'll scout a late-round guy. One of these 2 guys, Cole Boss, Chandler Clapp, They'll probably have like a B minus catch, C plus catch in traffic, C run block. Look for one of them to be a solid third, fourth tight end on your roster. I wouldn't say throw them on the practice squad because someone will just cut a 3-year contract player and pick up a guy for 1 year for no reason. That'll probably happen, but maybe you try to hopefully stash them on a practice squad. I've tried that with tight ends the last 2 years. They never last on my practice squad for more than like 3 weeks. Offensive line's looking like a really good offensive line draft class. Dunlap's going to be going in the first round. Hales will. These 3 late round guards probably will. All 4 of these centers will probably be first round picks. A lot of guys, a lot of good first round linemen. These guys here, I'll just scout these guys quick while I'm here. C pass block? That's disgusting. Wow. But anyways, got a really good offensive line draft class, which is nice. And I'm not even fully scouted on them yet. And I have all A's, and I'm scouting O-line. And if it's a really good O-line draft class, draft them and work them up. Now, D-line, I went over this at the beginning. You don't have a ton of speed rushers. You have 2, maybe 3 speed rushers in this draft. Poole and Wells are going to be up there, same with Maben. Those are going to be, you have kind of 5 out of your 5 first round, top, guys. Excuse me. Some of them are in that speed rushing category. Only one's going to be good. Maben's probably going to be the better of, let's just do it. Let's see. B plus finesse. C plus finesse. There we go. So, settled it right there for you guys. DeMarcus Maben's going to be the best rusher out of the group. Down here is where you're going to get those 3-4 ends, 4-3 D tackle, versatile guys who are going to be solid. There's always some guys who are pretty strong pups down here in the rounds, 4 through 7, who are solid guys, and there's quite a bit of them. So there'll be some good depth down there that you can find. D tackles, they're all probably going to be garbage. The only one who has any potential to do anything is Bennett Ragland. And I'll let you know right now, B Blockshed. So he's going to be pretty solid. He's going to be a solid guy. So maybe find one guy down here in the late round that might be a star. Macca Shaw, Jesse McLaughlin, Harmon Bennett maybe. Generally the nose guards or D tackles, those 2 eyes, 3 techniques, 1 techniques. Those who are truly good are giant and have amazing combine grades. You rarely see a D tackle with A minus block shed, B power, B tackle. You don't see a ton of that. You'll see like B block shed, B minus power, B minus hit power, and then you'll see top 3 strength, top acceleration, 3 cone, and you'll see a really good vert. Linebackers, very disappointing. I'm pretty sure there's still going to be some good ones. London Tutton, because he's a prototype, is going to be outstanding with his physical stuff, his combine grades. McKee will probably be a top line. He'll probably be a top 10 pick. What's really good about this draft are the corners. Again, this is the 3rd straight year where we're going to have 5 first-round corners that are projected. And all of them are going to be good. Maybe Jimmy Jefferson won't, but he's 6'4", 210. Who's going to be a prototype? He's going to be maybe the first corner taken just because of his size. This is a very size corner, and I've gone through and scouted the first part. I've started to scout on corners. I don't even care if you guys look at this. Oh well, you see who I'm scouting. I don't go ahead and set my draft board until theirs, so you don't even know who I'm looking at. Really. Safeties, I've only found 2 guys who might be worth drafting. Cedric Stuckey, his zone's going to be horrible, so he probably won't even be that good of a player. And then Alan Bordano. You got some 3 guys who are okay, but in Madden, safeties come out with like a 71 zone coverage. You can't play that guy. He's just going to stand there like a fucking moron and not make any plays when the ball's in the air. So kickers and punters, you got 5 of them, like 25 more. Well, they'll change every week, but that's kind of the draft class. It's going to be a solid draft, I think. I am very excited for what the draft will hold. I wish this is the draft I had 2 first-round picks instead of last season. But other than that, that's where we're at for this podcast. That's going to wrap things up. If you have any questions, comment in the social media thread. I will see you guys I want to say I'm going to do one Friday, but I have 3 exams on Monday, and I'm not going to be doing shit Saturday night because I'm going to be watching the NFL Honors, and I may be, because Super Bowl's in Minneapolis this year. I live in Minnesota, so I'm going to try to go to a bunch of festivities on Saturday, and same with Sunday. Super Bowl's here. I'm going to be watching. Patriots are in it, so I'm going to be watching all day. And I still somehow have to study, so that'll probably be Friday night. So we'll see if I can get an extra episode in. Otherwise, win, lose for the Patriots, Monday I'll be reacting to the Super Bowl and kind of going over this league. So see you guys Monday. We are out of here.